Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go ahead and take a collection tour of the studio slash office from 2018 in August. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get right into it. Okay, and starting up here on the top shelf, we are looking at what is somewhat unchanged from the last update. The main difference is that I added the AT-M6 up there next to the AT-AT. In addition, I changed this whole shelf down here pretty much. As you can see, the TIE Striker is still there. The Walker from Rebels is there as well. But I moved the Republic gunship, a couple Slave 1s, and the landing craft, as well as the Phantom 2 down to this shelf. So this whole shelf pretty much is a little bit different. Moving across, the biggest change I have is on this wall, where I've added 2 new shelves. And as you can see up top, I have the Great Hall from the Harry Potter wave of 2018 sets. In addition to the Great Hall, I've got a couple of other non-Star Wars sets up there. You can see Scooby-Doo, there's the Volkswagen Beetle Marvel superhero set, and then the Tron Ideas set up there as well. Moving down, we have my mini mock shelf. These here are just the mini mocks that I really like that I made, the ones that I don't really want to take apart. So as you can see, here's all of my box mocks. This one here, the Han Solo and Greedo one, you can see that I've taken it apart partially because I needed some of the pieces for something else that I was working on. But I will be putting that back together probably pretty soon. And moving down from there, you can see that I've still got the Trooper collection going. Down here, I have changed a couple of things on this wall. Overall, this wall is the biggest change that you're going to see in this collection video. And moving on, you will notice that I moved the Millennium Falcon from the left side to up there, next to the MTT from 2007. That set right there is one of my favorites. Moving down a little bit, you can see that I have some of these smaller sets and or parts of smaller sets that I just didn't really feel like taking apart at the moment, but I also might leave them together. I'm not really sure. This shelf here is kind of like, what do I do with these things? Because they're not the best display pieces, but they're also, I really like them, so I don't know, I'm kind of debating on what I'm going to do with those, or what I'm going to use these pieces for. Moving down, you can see that I've got the Brickheads collection. These are all of my open and built Brickheads. I have a collection of unopened ones that I'll show you in a little bit. And back there you can see my custom Brickhead and the Master Wu Brickhead from Ninjago. And over here you have a couple of minifigures that I think look really cool on display, so I'm working on getting a better display for them, but as of right now, that's where they are. Moving across here, you can see I have my UCS Slave 1 and then the buildable BB-8, two really great sets. Moving along, you can see that I've got my fighter collection that includes starfighters from the original trilogy, from the prequels, from the sequel trilogy. I've got X-Wings, A-Wings, U-Wings, B-Wings, Y-Wings, a bunch of different stuff that I really think look really cool together, and making them into a little fleet here on the shelf I think is really neat looking. And moving up from there, we've got some sets up here, such as the First Order transport from The Force Awakens. I think Maz's Castle is back there. The Arc 170, I really like that ship, that's really neat. Jabba's Palace on top of the Endor bunker that you can see there. And the 2014 Mos Eisley Cantina is back there as well. So that's just up there on the very top where I kind of ran out of space for everything, so I had to cram a couple of things up there. You might notice that I don't have the UCS TIE Fighter anymore. I actually ended up selling it. I ran out of space for it, honestly, and so I ended up selling it. I'll probably buy it back later in life, but as of right now, I just didn't have a use for it, so I decided to go ahead and get rid of it. Moving down here, we're on the first shelf of the big main wall. As you can see, I've got some of the tanks or ground transports / speeders. This is the ground transport shelf, sort of, per se. There are tanks, land speeders, just basically anything that I think fit in a little bit up until the halfway point. They are all land vehicles pretty much. Moving along here, you can see Kylo Ren's shuttle. And then we're getting into the space vehicles here, a couple of the vehicles that you would take into space. That cannon, obviously not, but that's the only place I had for it really. And moving down, you can see the ATST from the Rogue One wave. I really like that ATST, it's really great. As well as the Gungan sub. I kind of randomly place stuff here to just whatever fit, and that's basically what that is. But moving along here, it gets a little bit more organized with the creatures. You can see back there is the Resistance Ski Speeder. And then we get into a couple of the swoop bikes or speeder bikes, whatever you want to call them. This is my speeder bike collection. I really like how they look all lined up together there. I think it looks pretty cool. Moving along, we have more random stuff, basically no organization, because it's hard to get everything organized and fitting in the right way. So I pretty much just, where I had room, placed stuff that I thought would fit. Moving down, this used to be my mock shelf. Now it is basically a hodgepodge shelf where I have one mock and a bunch of minifigures on base plates that I'm working on figuring out how to display. And then we have my building Kessel mock that is looking pretty sad these days. Honestly, building Kessel is put on hold for right now. I will probably make an official announcement video about it later, but as of right now, I'm not working on Kessel. I just don't have the pieces, and honestly I don't have the time, because we're going to be starting school up here again this week, and I just don't have the time really to put into it. So I'm putting that on hold for now. This is the unofficial announcement. I will be making an official announcement later. But moving down below the shelf, we've got the minifigures from stuff that isn't Star Wars for the most part. As you can see, there is the collectible minifigure series, a couple of Dimensions things, random polybags. It's basically a big mess like it was last time. Something that you might notice that is a little bit different would be the minis, ships, the buildable midi-scale builds. I don't have those displayed anymore. They are now in a drawer over here in my little organization bin where I just have stuff that I can't display. But yeah, I still like the way the minifigures look, so I kept those out. And moving over here, I have my 2002 Ucs Star Destroyer, which is really hard to get this whole thing in camera because it's huge. But there we go, I can back up enough. And yeah, so there it is, the Ucs Star Destroyer from 2002. Basically the pride and joy of my collection. I will never get rid of this set. It is one of the coolest things I own, probably my favorite set that I own, honestly. It's definitely my favorite UCS set, but yeah, so there's that. Below that we have the Star Destroyer from 2014. Nothing too special, it's a play set. I honestly might get rid of this set pretty quickly since I have this one on display now. I think that one kind of, I don't know, it deserves to be underneath here in the shadows, I think. So moving along here, I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around. I will take you to the underneath of my desk where I've got a bunch of unopened stuff. Okay, underneath here, this is basically my unopened Lego collection. So I have, what is this? Oh, a Dimensions Ghostbusters thing. I got this thing on clearance. I think it's pretty neat. I mean, it was like 10 bucks, so I figured whatever. Then I have my Harry Potter brick heads, all three that I bought and had in my haul video. Those are all there. I've got the Darth Vader pod, still haven't opened that. I honestly don't know if I'm going to. I just really like the way, I don't usually keep my polybags sealed, but I like the way that this is in the package, and it's not anything super special if you take it out, so I think I might just leave it closed. I'm not really sure. Then I have, this is just a box. It's not unopened. I definitely opened that. But all of these are unopened, so there's my Star Wars Brickheads collection that's unopened. Over here, those are just empty boxes, the UCS Slave 1 and the Great Hall Harry Potter set. And over here, open Marvel set and the open Ucs Land Speeder, which I haven't built yet, but I took the figures out because I like the way they look. One thing I did not show yet was the organization bins. I'm reorganizing the way I organize my bricks. So basically, I used to have them all done by color. Now I'm working on doing them by part type instead of color because I feel like it's easier. And then I still have my minifigures displayed up here. I really like the way those look all together. But I think that'll about do it. So that's my collection tour for August 2018. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really think that the collection is growing. Even though there may be a couple things missing from last time, it has definitely gotten a lot bigger. So I'm excited to go ahead and share this with you guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will be back very soon with more uploads.